Welcome to Belgrade, Serbia, the place that I called home for 3 years, before accidentally meeting my husband in Kragujevac and moving to central Serbia instead. But that's a different story. So, Liz, tell us, why are you back in Belgrade?
I'm actually in my 7th month of pregnancy at the moment and absolutely dying in the 37-degree heat today. But despite that, for YouTube and Instagram, we are working today. I'm just waiting for my friend here kod Konja, which is a very popular meeting space here in Serbia.
A zašto kod konja?
Zato što je čovjek konj. Mislim, zato što je konj.
A čiji je ovo spomenik?
Joblame.
Hey Liz! How are you? I'm wonderful. Thank you for coming out today.
Oh, sorry I'm late. I was just finishing up a tour.
Oh really? What tour are you finishing up?
Well, it was a mix of everything. Tradition, culture, history. I really gave my best to help people fall in love with Belgrade.
Wow, I'm so excited because she's going to do the same with us today.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. I hope, guys, you're hungry.
Us too are definitely hungry.
Okay.
Žarko, you hungry?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay. So, let's it.
Let's go!
Today we are at one very local spot for breakfast. Sad ćemo mi ovdje isprobavamo sjajne neke pite. Pita is a special type of pastry, very popular in the Balkan region. Od svega na jedan tanjer napraviti. And it's literally dough which is filled with potato, mushrooms, meat, cheese, different vegetables, different fruits. It's very fatty but crispy. So yummy.
I može i licu, ha?
Da budete poznati, šta fali? Svi da dolaze zbog vas. And we usually eat pita with yogurt. Yogurt in Serbia is not sweet. It's not fruit yogurt, but it's like savory, liquid, mild flavor, and it's a perfect combination with crispy pita.
It's very, very liquidy, as you can see. Ležami. And they just informed me for pregnant women, burek is free. So I guess we have a free breakfast today.
Već smo naučili kako da napravimo burek. Možemo li napravimo sad burek sa sirom?
Kakav burek sa sirom?
My favorite is always with meat, but I'm going to try maybe the one with zelje. They really pack it in. Now I love pita when it's like full to the brim with full filling. So this is really amazing. Look at how crispy it is as well, especially the one with meat because it's a little bit drier. Oh, that's not the one with meat, that's the one with mushrooms. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's not bad. Oh wait, no, that's the one with meat. So I'm gonna stop eating for a second so that my husband can eat as well. He hasn't had breakfast, so we'll see you in the next stop.
So if you've watched my last video in Belgrade, you'll know that my favorite place for coffee is Poppy Coffee. However, I decided today that I wanted to opt for something that was a little bit more traditional.
Domaća kafa in Serbia is something special because it's not just coffee, it's not just a drink, it's the whole ritual. We have a very authentic coffee pot from which we pour coffee into the cup. And the most important rule is to drink this coffee slowly. You just sit, you drink your coffee, you talk about life, and you do that for 2 hours. People just have time to drink coffee slowly and to enjoy the moment. This coffee is from Ottoman influences when the Ottoman Empire was present here, and we inherited that from Turks, so we have Turkish delight as a perfect sweet with this coffee.
I pravo uživanje.
As you can see, when we drink our coffee, you have a coffee ground inside of the cup, and then we turn it around. Then we need to wait for a couple of minutes, and we always do a cross.
Is that also 3 times or?
Always 3 times. Everything in Serbia is 3 times. It's connected with Holy Trinity in the name of Father, Son, Saint Spirit. Amen. And it's connected with 3 colors on our flag. We kiss each other 3 times when we see each other. So actually number 3 is considered national symbol. And they usually say, Serbia! Like big patriots, you know, they're very proud of their culture and traditions. So we wait for a couple of minutes. Fortune telling is about to start. So we turn the copy We turn the coffee cup on the other side. E sad ovdje bi trebalo da ima soc. Soca nema.
I think I put a little bit more out of mine. Maybe I can try. In your future, I see a baby. Oh no!
So, I take a coffee cup and what we do first is to put this finger inside of the coffee ground and you make a business wish. The second thing is to put middle finger in the coffee ground and you make love wish, okay? And now I try to find some patterns inside of your coffee cup.
Coffee cup.
I see a road. I believe you'll have some trip in future. And I see one letter. It's letter Ž. Does it sound familiar to you?
What a coincidence!
I vraćamo se za Kragujevac.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's our trip. Yeah. I'm good. Damn. By the way, my grandfather is really good in this tradition, but I just try to have fun with my friends. Yeah.
So now that we've had some breakfast, coffee, and had our future told, I think now it's time for a bit of a walk.
Knez Mihailova is the main pedestrian street in Belgrade. It's a place where you can find many restaurants, many bars, and where you can feel the atmosphere of life in Belgrade. Actually, that is a place which is always crowded. In the middle of working hours, you can see people sitting, drinking coffee, enjoying life to the fullest. And actually, that's the thing I adore about Belgrade, because people know how to live in a moment, and you can feel that the best in Knez Mihailova street.
Ajde.
Kroz Golubu, da?
Pa može, možda će oni da poleti. Neće.
Da, ja inače imam jezivi strah od goluba.
Oh, izvini. So we just arrived at Art Deco on Knez Mihailova. You can visit my husband's stand. It is a shameless plug for his work. I actually was a buyer of his work before anything ever happened, actually. There are several symbols of Belgrade and a lot of symbols that you might actually begin to recognize as you travel more and more around Serbia. So for example, this one's in Zemun. That's actually where Marija is from. And that's Novi Sad, which is only a 35-minute train ride from Belgrade. It is a very beautiful city, full of Austro-Hungarian architecture. The house on the Drina, it's a little wooden house that's found on the top of a rock in Serbia. There is also mini versions if you're looking for something a bit smaller. So if you're looking for a souvenir for a family or friend, come visit us at Art Deco. We're always here. Baš dugo nisam se šetala na ovom putu.
Ali leti uveče bude predivno, znaš koliko ljudi bude. So we are now in Skadarlija street. This is Bohemian part of Belgrade. And why Bohemian? Because many prominent artists used to live here in 19th century to paint, to seek for an inspiration. This is a street which is famous among both locals and foreigners because it really represents the typical spirit of Serbia. We are now inside of one traditional kafana in Skadarlija street. Kafana is like tavern, traditional restaurant where you can try many local dishes and where you can feel the atmosphere of life in Belgrade and Serbia. This place is actually old, almost 200 years, and here you can see very authentic interior, and in the evening magic happens here. You have trumpet players, musicians, people dance, sing, they order a song, they drink a lot of Rakija, of course, as we Serbs do.
Obviously.
That. Yeah. You can dance on the table, on the chair, you can break plates and glasses.
Have you done that before?
Absolutely, many times. And for tourists, it's so important to come here and experience our Bohemian vibe.
In the early days of my life in Belgrade, I remember the food, the Rakija, the music, and the atmosphere of Skadarlija. Those nights will stay forever in my heart. And for those who are visiting, a late summer night in a kafana is definitely a must in Belgrade. Okay, Marija, what do we have up next?
So our host Nena prepared traditional appetizer for us today. Vi ste majstor svog zanata, znači najbolje. So here we have many meat delicacies Serbs adore, of course, since this is meat-loving country.
We love meat.
Poveđu pršuta, svinjska pršuta, buđola, kulen, teglana kobasica sa biberom.
Different types of cheese like goat cheese and cow cheese, cheese with the different spices. Kajmak is traditional traditional spread made with milk, and we have another orange spread which is national brand of Serbia, and it's ajvar. It's made of roasted peppers, and sometimes we add eggplant depending on a recipe, and it can be spicy or mild, but it's so yummy, especially for breakfast when you put it on a bread together with kajmak. Čvarci, we like to call it pork candies because they're very crispy. They are made of pork fat, and we have special type of pork known as mangulica. So it's very, very delicious.
As soon as you start eating one, you can't stop. Floss is so like cotton candy, but like meat. Lucky there's only a small portion for today.
And of course, traditional old Serbian bread, troja, made of corn flour.
Kada projem sam ja pravila, to je čista prava ona naša domaća posna.
So this was a special degustation that Maria organized just for us. So if you would like to get a taste of some delicious meats and dairies from Serbia, get in contact with Maria. And now, how about we taste something a little bit more organic?
Ne može? Ne. Samo polako. Kako smo spontane.
Uvek.
Liz, you know, I really love green markets in Belgrade because shopping here, it's the whole social event. For example, my mother has a woman for cheese, another man for meat, another woman for milk. They know each other for 20 years, and every day she knows she'll buy something fresh, and that's so precious here. So as you can see, many fresh local products, everything is organic. Those people come from the outskirts of Belgrade every morning in 4 a.m. and they sell their fresh products here.
Koliko su trešnje? 500. Koliko hoćeš?
Ovo ima 300 grama, samo
300? Da, može 300 grama.
Može, 150.
You can literally smell the natural flavor and sense of all veggies, and I think it's really precious today to have those kind of products in a big city, you know.
Look at the size of this.
Yeah. And the shape of each tomato is different. It means it's natural, you know, it's not plastic.
I remember when I first came to Serbia, I hated tomatoes. I never used to eat them because, you know, back home in Australia, they're always plastic. And when I came here to Serbia, that was the first time I ever tried a real tomato that was sweet.
Yeah, full of flavor.
Full of flavor and juice. I didn't know that tomatoes were sweet. But it makes sense, they're a fruit.
Yes. So Liz, I know you're familiar with our traditional Rakija, but for all of you who are not, this is not just the most popular alcoholic drink in Serbia, but again, the whole ritual. It connects people, actually. My grandfather explains how it's good for health, for digestion, you know, for immunity. Whenever we drink Rakija, and we do that a lot, the most important thing is to look into each other's eyes, because in that way you make a toast with a person, not with a glass.
Unfortunately, I can't right now, but it does smell very good.
We'll drink for you.
Kod mene možete da probate sve vrste domaćih proizvoda. Pravimo med od maslačka, sirup od koprive, zova, sirup, med, jagoda, višnja, kajsija, breskva, šljiva.
So Serbia is the second largest producer of plums in the world, and it's the biggest producer of raspberries.
Razne vrste slatka, razne vrste džemova.
By the way, do you know the difference between jam and slatko?
I just know that there's like bigger pieces of fruits in Slatko.
You have the whole fruit and the syrup inside. We use slatko as a symbol of hospitality. Jam is just a spread. You know, you put it on pancakes, on hleb or hleb. When you are my guest in my home, I'll always give you slatko, Turkish coffee or domestic coffee, and rakija. So it's like a treat with coffee, but it symbolizes hospitality in Serbia, because we are, of course, the most hospitable people in the world.
Yes.
Sremuš, pesto, ljute papričice, džinki, što bi rekli tamo u Nišu. Eto, tako imamo svašta. Vino.
Because of our climate, perfect mountain slopes, we have a really long tradition of wine production.
Onako jedan specijalan naš proizvod za koji smo dobili i specijalno priznanje na sajmu etnohrane i pića.
Odlično je. Baš je dobro.
So despite eating the entire day, of course we still had room left over for dessert.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite cake shops in the city, because here you can really feel the flavor of childhood. For example, one of my favorite is walnut cookie, orasnica in Serbian, a baklava, Those are, of course, Turkish Eastern influences we had through many centuries. This is also something very unique which Serbs adore to prepare for holidays. It is žito, or wheat pudding with nutmeg, with sugar and walnuts, and it symbolizes prosperity in our country. We usually make it for holiday slava, and that's the first thing we serve to our guests when they visit us for that holiday. So it really has a religious symbol for us. We have sutliash, it is like rice pudding with milk and sugar, different types of oriental sweets again, krempita, bal sujuk, again Turkish influences, and we have Princess Krofne, for example, Princess Donuts. Donuts is literal translation with vanilla and sugar powder.
So after dessert, Žarko had food coma, so he had to go home and sleep. No, I'm kidding, he had work. So it was up to me to film the final section with Marija.
For 3 to 4 years I've been following her work. Even though we hadn't met, I could feel how much love she had for Serbia, and the way that she writes her posts, the way that she speaks about Serbia and presents Serbia. I'm so happy that we worked together today.
Honestly, I can't tell you how much I'm in love with my culture, and it's so precious when you have the opportunity to share that with foreigners, you know, explain your holidays, explain your food, like that's such a gift. That's why I don't think of Alternative Serbia as a business and just brand, but it's my mission. It's my mission to help people understand Serbia better and to change their opinion about this country, which is not so famous actually among tourists. I realized that mostly tours were focused on some historical walks. You just follow the guide and listen about some boring historical dates. And then I thought, okay, it would be really great to create some kind of alternative, unique tours.
Actually, I have a huge array of different tours for everyone's tastes, yeah? Like food tours, vegan tours, dessert lover tours, then traditional food, street food, then some kind of activities in nature like cycling tours, kayak tours, some very unique tours like cemetery walks or local neighborhoods in Belgrade, or some hidden gems like local stores with small producers. So actually I wanted to focus on customized experiences and to create unique individual tours for people that want to achieve something special from Belgrade.
To help people to become part of society, to feel daily life of Serbs. Our country is small, not so developed, and our people went through a lot. For example, just in the 20th century, we had wars every 30 years. And Belgrade is like the city Phoenix. It was bombed and destroyed more than 40 times in our history. Knowing those facts, I'm so proud of my people, yeah? How brave they are, how they were willing to sacrifice their lives sometimes in order to protect the core values. And I think that because of our past and all those struggles we went through, we'll learn how to appreciate small things in life.
So thank you again, Marija, for being with us today. Thank you, a lot of fun. I wish you all the best, and I hope that this will encourage more people to come to Serbia, visit, and to have a more authentic experience. Absolutely, you're right, and I hope we'll bring more and more tourists to Belgrade and to Serbia. And actually, I'll be more than happy to share everything I know and love about this country and city. Thank you, Liz, so much. Thank you, Marija. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.